Rolling. Okay. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video at Kidstar Leah. And today I have another video for you guys. Dang, I haven't uploaded in a while. Also, side note, I have dyed my hair yet again, and it is bleached, permanent. It is blonde now. Alright, so today I am going to be fixing up a jewelry box. I found this jewelry box in my shed, and my mom was like, why don't you fix this up? And I'm like, that's a good idea. So I have some paint and stuff, and I'm gonna be fixing this up, and it does need some work. So let's get into the video. This is the jewelry box I will be fixing up. Okay, well, it's pretty dirty. I cannot get that out right now. And then in here, hello. This is the jewelry box I will be fixing up. I've already started cleaning it a little bit, but I'm gonna finish cleaning it and then start fixing it up more. Okay, so right here I am beginning to start fixing up the jewelry box, and first I'm taking out the inserts inside the drawers, which I will be replacing with something else later on in the video. This was not the easiest thing to do on the jewelry box. It was kind of hard. Okay, as you can see, I have now taken out all of the inserts inside of the drawers as best as I can. And now I will be moving on to the inside of the jewelry box where there are more inserts. And I will be taking this out. Next, we have this little spinny thing which holds the necklaces. I tried to take the spinny thing off of its hook and then unscrew the hook, but that didn't work out, so then I just unscrewed the hook with it on. Okay, now I have detached the necklace holder, and I'm going to put that aside and I will put that back on later. Next, now I am going to take out the inserts from inside of the jewelry box. I did attempt to take out the mirror inside of the jewelry box, but it wouldn't come out, and then eventually I just gave up on trying to take it out. Also, a couple months ago, my tripod broke for my camera, and since then I have not got a new one, so if some of the angles in this video are kind of bad, I am sorry. Okay, now I am finished taking out the stuff on the inside, and now I need to finish cleaning this. Finish cleaning. Now only one of the drawers has a handle, and I am taking that out and gonna put different handles later on. Okay, now this is me attempting to take off the handle on the door, but that didn't really work out, and I ended up keeping it on just because I couldn't get it off. I even later on tried using pliers, I think that's what it's called, to take it off, and it was very difficult, so eventually I just gave up. Next, I am going to be sanding. I am sanding the inside and outside of the drawers, and this was my first time sanding anything, and I wore gloves just because I didn't want to get it on me or like scratch myself with it or anything. And let me just say, I did not like the noise of the sandpaper on the drawer. I hated it so much, and so I ended up putting headphones in and listening to a TV show while I sanded. It helped some, but the sound just, I did not like it. What I did like, however, were these drawers. I really liked the heart on the drawers. I liked the jewelry box altogether, but the heart in the drawers was really cute. Now here is me vacuuming what the sandpaper did to the wood. I didn't know what color I wanted to paint the jewelry box when I went in the store, but when I got there, I decided on this turquoise color, and I'm really happy I did. I am also going to be using a white as the base. I am going to put the white on the wood and then put the turquoise over that, just so it's easier to put the turquoise on. Next, I will be using the white, and I will be painting the drawers white. I'm not going to paint the inside of the drawers because I have a different plan for that later, and I'm not going to paint the very back or bottom of the drawers. It did take quite a few layers of white and then green to put on the jewelry box to make it a nice solid color. And because of that, I didn't put all of the footage of me like painting all of it in this video, but it was a couple layers. I don't know how many though, I honestly lost count. The next thing I did was sand the actual jewelry box, and that took a little while just because there was so much, like it was just a lot of space. I didn't do the back of the jewelry box till towards the end, and that was because at first I didn't think I wanted to do the back of the jewelry box, but I just decided why not. I'm painting it anyways. This jewelry box was really fun for me to make, and I saw a video a while back of a girl named Mariah Elizabeth. She's a YouTuber, and she did a jewelry box almost exactly like this, except she just did different colors and stuff for the insides, and that's pretty much where I got my inspiration for like doing it, and kind of got the outline of what I was doing from her videos, which was pretty cool. The whole jewelry box altogether took me about 3 days to finish, and I am really proud of the end result. I didn't work completely nonstop for those couple days, but I did work almost nonstop. It was really fun to do. This is what it looks like after the whole outside of the jewelry box has been sanded. Now I'm going to be moving on to the next thing. Now I am starting to paint the outside of the jewelry box, and I don't know, I'm not a professional painter or anything, so my techniques may not be on point, but they are my own techniques. This is just how I painted it. It did take quite a few layers of white paint though, because the brown was so dark, and I had to repaint over some parts a couple times because when I was turning the jewelry box, I would accidentally touch it or something and get my fingerprints on it, and it just didn't look well, so I had to repaint over that. As I was going over the footage, which let me say was a lot of footage, it was about an hour's worth of footage, so obviously I had to delete some of the clips so it wouldn't be too long. And I just feel like I look so focused. That's kind of funny. Like I'm in the zone. I was very entertained with this jewelry box. And again, technique is amazing right here. I just perfect technique right there. And then this is the point where I got a small piece of paint on my shirt and decided, you know what, I probably should have been wearing a different shirt from the start. So that is when I changed my shirt. And I need to Pinterest if I can get that paint out of my shirt because it was one little spot, but it bothers me now. And you can see now that I went from like viciously painting back and forth to like, well, it wasn't very viciously, just like quickly painting back and forth to more calmly painting back and forth. And the craziness of how I was painting might be how I got paint on my shirt. Just a possibility. Also, you can see how I got paint on my hand and arm, which I kind of understand why. Well, no, I understand why I got paint on my hand because I kept putting my hand in places like where the paintbrush was going. But my arm, how did that happen? This kind of stuff always happens when I'm dealing with paint or something. So this next part, it's funny now, but at the time it wasn't. Because I went back to paint more of the drawers and realized that the sides of the drawers were not painted white yet or sanded. So I put back on the gloves and started sanding the sides of the drawers so I could paint them white, so I could paint them green. I also sanded like the top rim of the drawers because I painted that too. Now I can paint the sides of the drawers. Okay, why did I just... Don't know why I touched that right now. But now I'm painting the sides of the drawers white, which I forgot to do. So I am doing now. Yeah. Now here's some footage of me just painting the sides of the jewelry box drawers. And yeah, I don't know if this is very fun to watch. It was very fun to do. I really liked painting. And I think once I got towards the end and was finishing up, I didn't want it to end. So I just kept painting it. But yeah, I don't know. I want to do another project kind of like this soon, but I don't know what I would paint. So I'll figure that out. Maybe I'll go to Hobby Lobby or something, and I don't know, they have like a aisle of wooden things that you can paint. So maybe I'll find something in there and make another video. We'll see. I just really like doing artsy type of things and trying to be creative and stuff. That's just how I've always been. I like crafts and art projects. Now the drawers are done with the couple layers of white, so I'm going to be doing the mint green on the drawers. Okay, that was a weird way to dip a paintbrush, but alright. Yeah, so we're all done with the white. Now time to add the green. I really liked this green. I've been really into pastels lately, so pastel-y type colors lately, so this is fun. As you can see, I'm very impressed with the color. Okay, moving on. Okay, now the drawers are all painted mint green. Now I'm going to be putting on the third coat of white on the big part of the jewelry box, starting on the sides. The only part where you're hearing my voice and not a voiceover, hopefully, if this goes well. Just finished the third coat. Now I'm going to take a break and go back to the drawers. I have done a... Oh, I just touched that. Oops. Okay, I've done a couple coats of green on the drawers. And my walls are light pink and... Where's the gray? And gray. So I think this is really going to match my room. And then over here, I've done about three or four coats of white, and I think I'm gonna do one more coat of white, and then I will, what do you call it, one more coat of white, and then I'm gonna start the green. I also took out the glass right here because I started getting paint on it and it was just easier, and then I have like all the insides to do and stuff. But yeah, we're making progress. Now for the green on the jewelry box. Alright, now is everyone ready? We're about to start putting the green on. Fabulous. Now here's just more footage of me painting the jewelry box. I don't know if you're supposed to paint it like up and down or side to side. I just kind of painted it how I wanted. I am definitely not a professional painter, but this was very fun to do. And now we got the top of the jewelry box painted green. There was a lot of space to cover on this jewelry box because I painted the sides, the top, the back, and then I also painted some of the inside of the necklace part. So it was just a lot of space to cover. Now here's when I attempted to take out the mirror inside again, and once again that did not work. I never ended up taking it out because it just wouldn't come out. Now here is when I once again sanded. I sanded the inside of the jewelry box, not the drawer side, just the necklace side. And then later on, I sanded the door. Yeah, I really don't like sanding. Once again, I do not like the noise of it. Now we're bringing back the white paint once again to paint the inside of the necklace part and the back of the door. And this is when, over halfway through, I thought, you know what, it would be so much easier to take off the door, so that's what I did. And yes, I did this over halfway through, but I don't know, I just thought I could do it with the door on, but it was too hard for me. It was just so much easier to take the door off. And then I painted the inside of the necklace part white, and to cover the mirror so I didn't get paint on the mirror, I cut out a piece of paper and put it on the mirror so I wouldn't get the paint on the mirror. Now I am going back to the inside of the jewelry box and starting to paint the green on it. Yeah. Now I'm getting more green and more white so I can paint the back of the jewelry box. At first I wasn't going to paint the back of the jewelry box, and then I thought, you know what, why not? Now enjoy this clip of me sanding the back of the jewelry box. Now I'm going to be working on the inside of the drawers, and I'm going to be putting this thing on it, and it has a back where if you peel it off it's like a sticker. So I'm going to be cutting I'm going to be cutting out the pieces and putting them inside of all three of the drawers. At first I wasn't too sure about putting this inside of the drawers. I just thought it wouldn't look that good. But once it was finished, I actually really liked it inside of the drawers, and I'm really glad I did do that. Here are the inside of the drawers after I finally cut out all the pieces and put them inside. Alright, and then now as you can see, I have finished painting the green. The insides are all painted too, except even though I put paper there, it still got a little bit of paint on the mirror, so now I'm gonna clean that off. Also, here's the back after it was painted white and then green. I kind of forgot to film that part. And then here are the drawers and everything. Everything is finally done being painted. Next, I am going to be adding the Mod Podge I got at Hobby Lobby and putting it as a glaze over the jewelry box and all the pieces so that it doesn't really get damaged. Also, I put my mask on while I did the Mod Podge just because I didn't really like the smell, and this is a clip after I put, I think, 2 layers of Mod Podge. But yeah. The next step I'm going to be doing is gluing on the handles to the drawers. When I found the jewelry box, it only had one handle on it, and it didn't really go with the vibe I was going for. So I found these little push pins at Hobby Lobby, and I'm using these as the handles, and I am hot gluing them in place. Then I clean the glass for the door so I can put the glass back on the door. I'm putting the glass back on the door and going to screw it back into place. Screwing the little necklace holder back in, and there it is, it's back in. I really like that little necklace holder, it's pretty cool. I tried to paint the hinges for the door and the glass, but it just didn't work out. The paint didn't stay, so I ended up just washing the paint off and leaving them gold. Now we are at the final steps. I screwed the door back on the jewelry box, and I never ended up getting that handle off. I just left it. I'm fine with it now, and I'm putting the drawers back in place. And now the jewelry box is finished. I put my jewelry in there, and I'm really happy with how this turned out. I put some bracelets in the drawers and some rings, and then the necklaces. It just turned out really good, and I'm really happy with the final result. This was a really fun project to do. Thank you guys for watching this video. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!